Yo, 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 yo! Chaz and Friends is back. I am back. Have you missed me? I've missed all of you. This show has been extremely calm. Okay, the past month it's been extremely calm and peaceful, and I'm here to ruffle everyone's feathers. Tonight's lineup is wild. We're talking corporate chess moves, crossover chaos, and NXT confusion. TKO just brought Evolution back. All right, Evolution 2, but don't be fooled. This isn't just about the woman. It's on the same weekend as AEW All In. I think this is more about competition than just elevating the women. AEW is all in is the same weekend, and plus Mercedes Moné and Tony Storm is the headliner match. TKO wants the spotlight back. Then we got Trick Williams. All right, he walked out with the TNA World Championship. History is made. A WWE superstar is the current reigning and defending TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And is it a prop or is that a flex? Or did WWE just bury an entire company? We're going to talk about that. Also, last but certainly not the least, we have a new NXT Women's Champion, Jason Jane. Now, look, this podcast, we are very much a supporter of women's wrestling. And let's just say this, I'm not okay with this decision. But hey, we got takes, and we got the smoke, and we got temp check, we got Damien's dumbass of the week, we got all that and more. Let's get right into it in Chaz and Friends. Holla at your boy!
The following program is a collection of idiots talking about happenings in the sports entertainment world. It is meant to be comedically informative. The opinions expressed on this show does not necessarily reflect the beliefs of their peers, their bosses, platform, or whatever network they are on. There may be some out-of-pocket things said on this show, because this is how we talk to each other. If you are young, please seek permission before watching any further. Your homies. The 3 Count Podcast. P.S. Please do not sue us.
It's your boy, your nephew, your cousin. It's the Don. Chaz Evans, you're checking out the hottest podcast in the world, the 3 Count Podcast.
Hit him with a 3 count. Pin him to the ground and the crowd go wild, man down, know what y'all like. Hit him with a 3 count. On the top row, crowd already know how I fly him to the flow like. Hit him with a 3 count. And your boy real
Yo, we're back. This looks normal. This feels normal. I feel whole again. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your host, Chaz Evans, the Capital Region's best kept secret, the Dawn of the Mid-Atlantic. I'm holding it down right here on the East Coast, while the Prince of Pure Ignorance, he's over there in big old Texas, handling business and duffing folks down there. Shout out to Prince Machiavelli, Fight Club Pro Wrestling down there at DreamCon. Shout out to him. Shout out to all of them who are just a part of that. Shout out to Mike Thunder, one half of Silent Storm. We wish him a speedy recovery. He got hurt over the weekend, so we definitely want to wish him a speedy recovery. And if you are so inclined to help and feeling charitable, definitely hit up his Cash App. I'll try to find it throughout the show, and we can pull it up for anybody who wants to be a help to him. All right, let me introduce to you my friends here, because I got my two besties from the Westie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, he is first. He is the Infinite Plus Network champion. He is also the HWF Extreme champion. He is also the producer of the 3 Count Podcast, Chaz and Friends. He is also the host of the award-winning, world-renowned interview special, now entering the ring. And, well, he's a great dad. All right, Father's Day is coming up. He's a great dad. Just want to give a shout out to him. Ladies and gentlemen, he's the Red Dog!
What up? It is the Air Force Veteran Intel Specialist, the one you call on when you need to get the job done, and your friendly neighborhood Red Dog. And it is funny because yesterday was my daughter's dance recital, and my wife actually danced as well. So like, my wife had her own dance, and my daughter had her own dance, and so to watch them both dance on the same day was kind of cool to see it all play out. So yeah, no. Chaz, you was mentioning, all the love to Mike. Also, want to continue throwing our love to Anthony because Anthony, as of today, just let you guys know, he's
It's
out
his
of.
birthday.
It is. Yes, it is.
When you said Anthony, I was like, oh yes, today's his birthday.
It
All
is.
right, we're
It
gonna
is
sing.
his birthday.
Ready?
Also,
Are we gonna sing?
no, we're not gonna sing.
Happy
What the fuck is wrong with
birthday
you?
Oh my
to
god.
you. Happy birthday to you.
This man, extra as hell.
Happy birthday, dear Anthony. Happy birthday to you. See, now he can never say I was never nice to him.
Well, okay. I'm glad. I'm glad that we got his birthday out there. Yes, happy birthday, Anthony. Also, Anthony is out of the ICU. Give you
Hey,
guys a heads up. That's a
Let's
big.
go!
Yeah. So finally, he's still
Praise
recovering. So
God.
if you guys can continue to send your loves, your wishes, your positive vibes, your prayers, everything to him. We want to make sure that man gets on a speedy recovery back home. So big ups to him. So much love, and I want to continue to shout out to him too. So there you go, Anthony. Can't say we never done nothing nice for you. Fuck.
All right, next. Certainly not the least. All right. He is, well, let's just be for real, ladies and gentlemen. He's everyone's favorite on this podcast. All right. He's everyone's favorite. He's the most ill problematic one. I don't even think that's a word, but I just made it a word. I'm Shakespeare today. He is the man, okay, that will spit hardcore facts whether you like it or not. All right. He's also a lead singer of this hot famous band. I don't know if you heard of them. Okay.
Famous
Limp
man.
Bizkit. That famous band. Yeah, he's a member. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, he's the only Graves that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, hit the red hat wearing Twitch Graves.
follow me, for I have never led you astray.
That needs to be your Twitter bio.
Yes,
That needs to be there. That on
hundred
all your
percent.
socials, it just needs to be follow me for I've never. That's great. All right. Announcements. You all know the drill. All right. If you haven't done so, hit that follow button on all your favorite social media platforms. 3 count underscore pod. I'm sorry. No, that's not it. I'm all messed up. It's been a month. 3 count pod underscore on Twitter, X, or 3 count pod everywhere else. It's been a month. I have not done this. Cut me some slack. All right. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Whether you're listening to us on the audio version, our podcast, whether it's Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, podcast.com, Podcoin, wherever you get your podcasts fancy on. All right. Hit that follow button. Give us a 5-star frog splash review off the top of the off of something. Just give us a review, god dang it. All right. 5 stars. Don't give us 4 because that's mean. Because we know we deserve 5. Trying to think
We're not
anything
your
else.
Uber
Oh yes,
driver.
now Into the Ring is coming up. If you haven't checked out the past couple weeks of the interviews, Savannah Kane was on. It was 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
I actually just finished it yesterday. But yesterday's episode, Cliff, who dropped yesterday?
Yeah, so yesterday we had Keith Youngblood on the show, 10-year veteran up in the New England area. So if you guys get a chance to go check out that episode, it was a lot of fun. It was really great. It was a smooth conversation. I know you guys like it when we drop those. So go check it out and give us the likes, the subscribes, the comments, share this with your friends, and then talk about how great we did because we did a great job.
And also, announcement: Villains Lounge, watch along. Money in the Bank. It is happening. I promise. Even
Saturday.
without Damien.
With or without Damien.
It is happening with or without Damien. Twitch now has the keys to the Villains Lounge. All right. He stole them from Damien when he was sleeping the other day. So Twitch is the now. He has keys to the Villains Lounge. So the Villains Lounge will be open for Money in the Bank. All right. You'll see our beautiful faces to watch along that amazing pay-per-view. So be there for that. All right. Let's get to it. The
What?
news. Breaking news.
Mm.
All right. If you haven't already heard, if you haven't seen the internet, but I don't even know how to say this because I'm like it just sucks. But R-Truth's contract runs out and it is not being renewed. So initial reactions, your first thoughts. This isn't a official topic. This really, like I said, this broke news today. Um, the internet is going a buzz right now about this situation. So what do you guys got? Let's start with you, Cliff.
I thought it was a joke, to be fair. And like reading the comment section on Twitter, like a lot of people were like, "It's way past April 1st. It's June 1st. You know, blah 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 blah." And then I saw a Dijak comment was like, "We should wrestle a match." And I was like, "Oh, this is real. This is really happening." I hate it because I get it. R-Truth's been in the game, for a long time, especially at the E. But there's just somebody who there's no one on the roster who can do what he does, and I say that in the aspect of like comedic timing, just his wrestling ability. So I was very disappointed to see that WWE let him not renew his contract. Um, hopefully we get to see him come back in some kind of fashion. I don't know what that fashion would be, whether it's just like as a commentator or they bring him back as just like a random legend deal where he gets to just show up. I don't know, but I don't like it. That's my initial reaction to it. I don't care what it is. It's just you literally just had this man put over JC Mateo, and what more do you need from him? Like this man, like he'll do anything just to make the company better. So I don't know. I'm not here for it. So that's my thought process.
All right, what do you got, Twitch?
I feel like I'm the only one who's not like. Don't get me wrong. This sucks. This man was down to do whatever the fuck y'all threw at him. I feel like I'm one of the few people who are not as shocked by this. The man is 53 years old. Like let's make that completely blunt. He has been around for a minute.
False allegations.
You
We
sure?
don't know how old R-Truth is.
Okay, well, according to Google, he is 53 years
99.
old. Okay, well, according to Google, that man is 53 years old.
Well, Google is wrong.
Okay.
It also says it's the Gulf of America.
Yeah, I'm just saying. We ain't getting into that. I look. I don't get it wrong. His gimmick, I feel like, ran its course. Could you still do more with it? Absolutely. But now it's time for us to start freeing up money for like the younger talent and more serious people to put over now. Call it what you want, but the man's been around, like I said, for almost 20 fucking years.
But you continually put him on TV, so it's not like
I'm
it's not
not.
like he's not justified. Like the because some of these cuts that have happened, right, has been like they're not on TV and we can't really justify them being on TV if they're not really working and we can't pay the costs and this that and the other. And I get that, right? I do understand it's a business, it's dirty, right? It happens, but like this is a man that you legit have been putting on TV all the time. And just even for the last couple of months, he's been on TV. And I know he ran an angle with John Cena and stuff, but everything that has been doing its thing, right? Like, if it wasn't for the Judgment Day, or if it wasn't for R-Truth, would Judgment Day be seen as much of a force as it is now? I
Probably
mean, Truth really, like, he got the Judgment Day over, and then they hated him even more after they kicked him out. You know what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that I'm just kind of like, man, listen, this dude, he's putting in work. Like he's doing everything that you need him to do, and
I,
anybody you needed to put over, he was putting over.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that at all. I feel like I'm one of the few people that are not as shocked by this as many people are. Chaz.
So, um, I'll keep it blunt. Being a black guy, a black wrestler,
You're black.
I know, right? Crazy.
Holy shit.
Um,
I thought that was just the shadows.
being a black wrestler and seeing this, it sucks. It feels like a gut punch. Um, it feels worse for me because growing up, right, our truth was the guy. Our truth was the guy.
What? Yeah, you definitely sideways now, hanging around.
What in the world?
Yo, this is what you guys don't know is that This is how Chaz actually spends his life. It's just sideways.
You know what? You're right. So guess what? We're gonna go like this until I finish my point. So
Even your point thinks you're wrong.
I can't wait. I
exactly
can't wait
right.
to
That's
see what I
crazy.
can't wait to see
So
what this looks like in the clips.
Oh my god.
an opus that'll be hilarious. So here's my take on the whole thing. So like I was saying, being a black wrestler, this sucks, and it's more of a bigger gut punch for me because as a child, I remember when R Truth debuted. I remember the vignettes when R Truth was coming to SmackDown because he debuted on SmackDown.
Yes.
And R Truth, this is now remember, R Truth was after Booker T. This is when Booker T left. There was no real black talent that was successful, really, at that time during like the mid 2010s, 2012, 13. There really wasn't, unless you're Samoan. It hurts a lot because, yes, Twitch, you're right. He is 53, 50, whatever.
Allegedly.
Undertaker. No one was talking about the Undertaker's age.
Oh yes, we were.
We weren't. We
Yes,
only talked
we
about the no
were.
no no. Let's be real. We only talked about Undertaker's age is when he looked bad. But let's be for real. The last 5 years of Undertaker's career, if Undertaker looked good, ain't nobody saying a goddamn thing about Undertaker's age and that he needed to wrap up the boots. You are the only one.
I don't feel like I am. I don't feel.
I have, and if people want to prove me wrong, I have no problem being proved wrong. I'm always proved wrong on this show, so that's not like it is what it is. But I've never seen that. All of the discourse on Undertaker was when he looked bad. If he looked good, oh, Undertaker can't wait for you next year, WrestleMania. Weren't you just talking last year about he needs to retire, hanging the boots up? Another person, John Cena. How old John? How old is John now?
40 something.
40
40
something.
something, close to 50, right? We ain't
Mm,
talking about
yeah.
John's age, but of course he's retiring at the end of the year. So why should we? I feel like it is not fair for the fact that R Truth, being the company man that he is, being the 524/7 champion that he was, the tag team champion, the United States run, all these title runs, and the impact and the impact he had on the locker room. I think that's why it really sucks. It's because the locker room, he was universally loved by the locker room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and fans still
Like fans, yes, but as we can see now, TKO really doesn't care about the average fan. We've been
mm-mm.
saying that for months.
Yeah.
And I know on the show we said it a couple weeks ago when I was watching the show. I think Twitch said it. He was like,
Actually, Cliff said it.
it was
But
Cliff. One
yeah.
of you guys said it, but you were like the DK. You're getting rid of the average fan in a sense. Like you're pricing them out, right? So now you're pricing them out from the live event. Now you're gutting them emotionally because there are a lot of people, not just black, but there are a lot of people who are connected to our truth just by who he is, what he does on television. And that sucks because those people now lose that
Yep.
for no reason besides what? He's old. Okay. You weren't saying that he was old last year.
Here's a point that I'll throw to you, right, Chaz? And this is something nobody's talking about Rey Mysterio.
Right, thank
Rey's
you.
50.
Yeah.
Ray is 50, and he's working weekly. I mean, now I know he's got a torn abductor right now, and he's coming back from injury, but like no one is saying anything about him. But like but our truth here, 53 years old, still putting in the work, still grinding. Like I get it, you want to make room for younger talent to have them like come through and just like get better, right? And start to take on these new opportunities. Froze too. Um,
Uh-oh.
Yeah, my camera froze. I'm still here. I'll get back to it. The disembodied voice. But Ray's one of those guys that you just like. Ray and R Truth are those guys that are in a locker room to help teach the new crop to come
Oh
through.
yeah.
And I feel like cutting someone like R-Truth is just it's not fair.
I feel like if you need somebody who could teach people how to talk on a mic, that's our truth.
Yeah.
Uh, if you need somebody who can run a comedic gimmick and get it over, i.e., like you were talking about, Chaz, with the 24/7 I-95 695 championship, like if he is that guy. I personally think, and I was talking to a few people about this earlier. I think TKO is trying to step away from the comedy, haha gimmicks. It wouldn't surprise me if you see Alpha Academy split up next.
Well, I think that's already in the works. I mean, when you look at what Rusev was doing with the Redeemer and putting like fixing the broken things, like I definitely see that happening. But
If that happens, it wouldn't surprise me if all three of them got fired. It sucks to say that. It wholeheartedly sucks to say that. It would not surprise me.
This, let me tell you, the IWC will lose their mind.
The IWC would lose their mind.
They would
But let's
they
be
if
serious. What are you going to
especially
do?
after this. Now you're getting rid of what Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa.
What are you
And
going to do with Giselle?
oh, buddy, you.
when I look at the product that we're getting right now, it is a little too serious, and there needs to be. It's a variety show. It is what it is. Like
Yeah.
there needs to be some humor involved in that. So I don't know. It is what it is right now. It just sucks.
All right, let's get into it. Damien's dumbass of the week.
Is Damien's dumb ass of the week.
All right, so obviously Damien's up there first because he's not here.
Okay.
Like that's just it has to be that. uh, I'm gonna put TKO. I want to nominate TKO.
I'll
Um,
support that.
I'm
because
down with that.
our truth, and then we didn't mention it, but Carlito, his contract is expiring in 2 weeks, and they've decided not to renew it. He announced that on Twitter as well. So our truth and Carlito, as of right now, are expected to be departing from WWE. But yeah, TKO, because man, this is
A
just
lot of the talent they've cut too has been very questionable. Like
yeah.
Cora Jade getting cut, I'm like, I I understand she's had 2 knee surgeries, but
I'm,
she's
I'm still upset about Gigi Dolan.
Gigi
Right.
Dolan being cut. That's
I'm
another
upset
name.
about Chikara.
Yep.
Uh, like, why Miss Jackson? Why you split up metaphor and make me get emotional? All right, about the split up, and I'm like, all right, you give me a week, and I'm like, all right, cool, I can give it. I will support all 4 of them, and then you get rid of them.
Yep. Well, the other one I was thinking is Gallus. Like, you mean the people who helped train The Rock to get back in wrestling shape? You just cut all 3 of them? Like, what the? I was
Thank
like,
you,
come
but we
on.
don't need you no more.
Yeah, hey man, thanks for getting The Rock in shape and doing that favor for us. But we know we never really put you on the main roster, and we're not going to.
No, no, no.
Peace.
Maybe AEW will though.
Peace. Yeah, maybe.
Mm.
Right. That'd be wilding out, man. It's
Sure.
crazy.
So, all right, we got Damien up there, we got TKO up there. I need 2 more.
I'm gonna go ahead and just say it. Tony Khan.
Tony Khan. He thought he was getting off today.
Nope.
Not.
Definitely not. Not happening. Not on my watch.
All right, who you
He's
got?
gonna be
Twitch.
like, well, why am I on the list?
Oh wait, no. Twitch's nomination is Damien.
Yeah, mine's Damien.
My all right. Can I? We'll leave it at 3. I'm not. I'm gonna be a nice
No,
person.
go
No,
ahead.
no, no, no,
No,
no,
go
no, no,
ahead.
no. Go
What's
ahead. Go
that
ahead.
fourth one? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chaz.
Say it with your chest.
Stand on business.
Fine, fine. I wanted to be a nice person.
We got a disclaimer.
We have the disclaimer playing right now.
You're right. You're right. You know what? You're right. You're right. Jay Bougie is my fourth one.
Ah!
All right. I wanted to leave it alone, but I'm not.
Why?
Come on
Why?
now.
Because he wants his time. He wants his privacy. Right. 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 No, you don't get that. Get your ass back on the Bird app. Start talking that shit. Get your ass in the ring. And better yet, get your ass a license. How's that? Get your ass a license and drive. All right, and drive to Baltimore so you can come get this ass whooping. Because he's ducking the fade, and I'm tired of seeing his face. I'm tired of seeing his tweets talk about this, humble that. He's a piece of shit, and I want to duck him
How are you seeing his tweets if you were just saying he needs to get back on the Bird app?
because all his tweets that pop up are the ones where I've been gone for a while, dealing with something, blah blah blah. It's still bougie over everything, everything bougie, blah 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 blah. Stupid. Get back.
Okay, I guess. I mean, I'll let it
Sure,
run.
why not?
I was gonna say Ric Flair, but all right, yeah, you got
Oh,
it.
you know what? I like that idea too. Ric
Yeah,
Flair.
you.
We
I
just
was
went
like,
through all
this man
that.
literally, yeah, this man went so hard, and I just threw out one more name, and he was like, nah, we'll go that one.
We'll go with that
Just
one
cut
because
a whole
I
ass
forgot what Rick
promo.
did, and then when you brought his name up, it brought it back up on what he said. So yeah,
Yeah.
I gotta take my personal feelings out of this. He can be Bougie can be dumbass next week.
Okay.
But yeah, Ric Flair because
This stupid ass tweet about JR.
Jr. Right
Dumbass.
talking about some. Oh, you guys
Stick to your
can't.
barbecue sauce.
Yeah, you guys can't take a joke from a 74. Shut up, you weren't joking.
Stick to whatever
What do you?
fucking dive bar you want to go get thrown out of.
I was like, yo, dog. What about the fact that you passed out twice in a tag match, bro? Like, what we talking about? Like, old ass needs to chill off the Bird app. Actually, that's someone who can get off the Bird app.
Oh,
Right?
you know what? Never mind. Never mind.
No,
Damien.
no, no. Say it with your chest.
Nah, Damien stay. I was gonna say, can we replace Damien with Dean, who decided to pop back up in the comments out of nowhere for like a 3-month vacation?
Bro, the funny thing about that is, I was thinking about Dean earlier before we went live. I was like, I'm gonna message them, see if they're okay. Nah, I'm not messaging them now. They're in the comments. They're okay. They're well and okay.
Yeah, I know. They haven't been on the show for a while, and it's kind of
Exactly. And
upsetting.
then it's funny when I try when I try to be nice, boom, they show up.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you pop back up, and he shows up, and he didn't want to talk all this crazy. You know what, man? I don't want to talk about it. You know what? I'm just gonna
Pull
wait.
up the
I'm gonna wait.
comments. Pull up the
Let's
comments. Let's
go.
see what the
Let's go.
comments say.
Yeah, let's go into the comments. Let's do. Actually, did you put the app the poll already up? Because you didn't say that.
I did put the poll up. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
good.
Yes, the poll is up. Ric Flair,
Boo.
TKO, Tony Khan, and Damien Fatal.
There you go.
Go
Give
vote.
Unc a Legends deal, or we riot. We must get away from. We must get away from the TKO deal. It's been hell. Yeah, TKO doing their thing again, like always. Rod Killings has given so much to the company, and I just hope they do him right. Do right by him is all I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, they literally gave him a match, and they let him put over JC Mateo. Like that was it. We got one more funny thing out of him with the segment with Solo, but yeah, is what it is. Allegedly 53 years old and looks better than and still can run circles around people half his age. Let's be honest. Let's keep that 100. I'll be real with that. Chaz is black. I thought he was Samoan. Look at the hair.
I mean,
I
that's a
am.
valid.
It's because I am. I am Samoan. I'm Samoan and
Uh,
black.
R2 smoked a cig on Raw so Twitchy can smoke on this pod. He opened doors. This is very true. This is very true. But Truth can be more than just a comedic gimmick if they wanted him only doing what they book him to do. I mean, it's true. Like he is a pretty solid heel. Like when he was doing that whole capital punishment run against John Cena, it's true. I nominate Twitch as dumbass of the week.
You need a fucking reason to, and you ain't got one.
This is a never-ending battle. When we all finally get y'all fade, it's going to be epic. We're never
Bro,
going to get fade.
yeah. When are y'all just gonna shut up and fight?
Oh wow, really, Twitchy? You threatened me to be here or else.
Yes, I goddamn did.
And he said, I missed you guys too. Dang. No, you didn't. You didn't miss us. You was on vacay.
Chaz didn't reach out to him. I reached out to him wondering if he was okay.
It's funny, you're right. That's true, because I definitely was on my mind today. And I was going to after this show. But I'm not going to now.
It's just awkward when people from our comment section just randomly disappear.
Yeah, and we noticed.
It is 2025. We
Don't
know.
worry, Mr. Golden. We're gonna reach out to you too.
Yep, you're next.
He
You're
is. No
next.
facts. He is next. All right, let's get on to our first debate topic.
Oh damn, we said it got to the first debate topic.
Exactly. All right, Evolution 2
Or like,
versus AEW's All In. Is Evolution 2 being used to elevate women's wrestling, or is it to counter AEW's All In? Right, they're booked on the same weekend. AEW is on that Sunday, and Evolution is on that Saturday. What are your thoughts?
Is that right? I thought it was on that Sunday. I
Is
think
it?
it's on the Sunday.
They're not the same day. No, because I just posted it on Threads that they were the same weekend. One's on the Sunday, one's on the Saturday.
Oh, okay. I then counter programming. It's not. I'll be fair, bro. It's just on 2 different days. I was almost like 100% sure that it was on the same day.
Mm-mm. It was they changed it. It was so when they first. So look, they thought I didn't notice. I noticed it too because I thought it was on the same day too. When I that's why the topic is what it is. I'm gonna keep it a bean. The topic is what it is because I saw that it was the same day. I do believe that they changed that joint. They changed Evolution 2 to be on that Saturday after they announced it because when I made the topic, I was like, oh well, what that's the topic. Like they put that on the same day, and then Tony Khan being asked about WWE counter programming them, literally after Double or Nothing, definitely was like, all right, cool, this is the topic. Um, but I do believe they changed it secretly. And like no one kind of picked up on it because they definitely announced it to be on the same day as All In.
Mm.
But here's my 2 cents. I'll start this one off. So I'm gonna keep. I think TKO, at least at this point, looks at AEW as competition, despite what they say publicly. Okay, I there is no coincidence that WWE shows are starting to fall around the same day, around the same weekend as AEW events. I don't find that to be a coincidence. There's if anything has taught us with the WWE over the years is that there is nothing coincidental about how that company moves. Period. Nothing is of coincidence. They do things with a purpose. Okay? Now, All In being as AEW's big WrestleMania show, and it's going to be in Texas this year. What's the big match this year? We announced it on Dynamite. What's the big match?
We
Tony
got
Storm,
and
Mercedes Moné, right? Two former WWE superstars.
both champions.
You're right. Wow. Both former WWE Women's Champions headlining that show. What's the best course of action WWE should take? Oh, boom! Let's do this. Let's bring back Evolution 2. Fan favorite, what everyone has been clamoring for since the first one, Evolution 2. That's a strategic hit. Let's keep it a being. That's a strategic move. You're going to bring back Evolution 2, a fan favorite, something that the fans been clamoring for that very same weekend. At first, it was the same day. It was, which was ballsy to say the least. It was always the day before.
So Saturday night main event and is on the 12th, and Evolution was the 13th. All In has always been on the 12th. That's what was counter programming it.
Oh, so Saturday night main event
Yeah.
is okay.
But I
I mean,
think,
the
but
question
to be
still
fair,
stands the
your
same.
point's still valid because
Right.
what it is the biggest match of the night so far, and
Of
we
the
know,
day.
yeah, we know Hangman Page and John Moxley is going to be on that card as well. But
Correct. But that's
Mercedes,
not bigger than Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet.
right? And my point was to add to your point was that WWE is going to be like, well, if you could put on a women's match, we could put on a
We'll
whole
put
women's
on
pay per
right,
view,
exactly. We'll put on a women's pay-per-view. And
and they'll do it
I
better.
exactly. And that's exactly what TKO is thinking. WWE, and I need people to understand this when I say this. Now, the all women's show is great for women's wrestling, and I do think that it does promote women's wrestling. Period. That's just off the rip. But that's not what WWE's main goal is. Their main goal isn't just promoting women. Their main goal is protecting their turf. All right. AEW's been around 6 years now.
Cheers.
6 years. And they're not slowing down. There may be dips with viewership, there may be dips in creative, but guess what? That fan base is still as strong and probably even stronger than it was 6 years ago. AEW's numbers and Wembley proved that last year. The numbers there prove that AEW is a force. They're not just some flash in the pan. And TKO's responding. They're responding. Triple H and Vince didn't want to respond and back off like there's no real war. Da 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 da. TKO, no, they're getting their pitchforks, they're getting their rifles, they're getting ready to go to war. They're protecting their turf because TKO is the premier sports combat brand, at least combat sports. You got the UFC and you have the WWE, the two biggest combat sports brands. They're the combat sports. They're not gonna let no AEW. They're not gonna let any other combat sports brand take their viewership and take their money. So I think to answer the question, is it being used to elevate women's wrestling? No, it's definitely a strategic strike against AEW.
I think two things can be true. I think they're elevating the women's brand because the women are starting to show that they're hanging and
But the
banging
woman
with
will be
men.
elevated. I think so. I think the woman will be elevated regardless, though, because of just the pay per view itself. I don't
Right.
think they're purposely going out to say promote them. I just don't think that.
I think part of it is like I'll be fair. I'm gonna be on devil's advocate with this one. I think WWE is actually listening to their fans and hearing that they want more women's matches, and I think this is one way for WWE to reward their fans is by doing Evolution 2. And I see that in the aspect of when you look at it. I mean, we've lately been talking about it. The women's roster up and down has been tearing it up and down, and to have a pay per view for the women, you know, let's just call it for the women. It's there. It's lit. I mean, we've all been talking about it for years. We've been clamoring for years. You know, how great the first one was, and the fact that we never got a second one, the follow up was crazy. So I think this is their way of like rewarding fans by saying, "Hey, like we know we know the women are tearing it up. We hear you guys calling for it. We're gonna give it to you. It just so happens to be on the same weekend that AEW is promoting Mercedes Moné and Timeless Tony Storm because Timeless Tony Storm has kind of been a little forced. Like a lot of people have been talking about her on as far as the IWC goes as being one of the best characters out there, and Mercedes is it's let's be real, Sasha Mercedes, whatever you want, go run with. She's tearing it up. So I don't know, man. I just think that
She's one of the best women's wrestlers on the planet.
and I think what you do is you're just gonna promote her. You're gonna promote those two, and WWE is gonna come out there and be like, "Listen, we have a bunch of women who can hang and bang just like those two, and we're gonna show you."
What do you got, Twitch?
WWE don't give a fuck about the women's division. They never have. They never will. They don't give a fuck about the tag team division for the women. They
They
don't give
definitely
a fuck
don't.
about the U.S. title for the women. They don't
I
give
don't
a
know
fuck
about that.
about the Intercontinental title for the women.
I don't know about that.
They are fucking secondary prizes for people they don't expect to be women's world heavyweight champion. You mean to tell me that now they want to care about the women's division when there's a monster fucking match about to happen? We're going to conveniently run a show that weekend. Get the fuck out of here. Care about women's wrestling. No, they don't. If they cared about women's wrestling so much, why was half of the people they released this last round women?
There you go.
Well, okay,
That
but
was
to
my
be fair,
counterpoint. I was waiting for that. I had it written down right here as my counterpoint. That was like the last batch of releases. 70% were
All
female.
women, 70%, 80%.
well, and then tell me though, at that 70% of all of the women that got released, right? I will jump on this one too. I did talk about Joy. I literally talked about Cora Jade earlier.
Uh huh.
What were they doing?
You literally had Gigi Dolan wrestling on TNA and then turned around and had her facing for the women's tag
But
team.
on the NX
The
on
fuck you mean? What
NXT,
was she doing?
nah, on NXT when she was running on NXT, what was she doing though? She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't. She was injured. I'll be fair, right? And then she was just kind of fluttering around in the mid card. Like I love Gigi Dolan. I'll be fair. I can't wait to see Priscilla Kelly just go tear it up on the Indies because she's about to. They already announced her first match for House of Glory. Like
Okay.
I can't wait to watch what she's gonna do. But I'm just saying, when you look at it, Indy Hartwell was another one, right? Like that's the champ right now, Hog champion, right? Like she's tearing it up.
Dakota
But
Kai.
what was Dakota Kai doing? Let's be
Dakota
fair.
Kai was in your fucking
She was
Intercontinental title
I was gonna
tournament.
say she was in your Intercontinental.
she
She
put
was in the
over
Intercontinental title hunt.
one match in like what?
Since the title been
What
a thing.
one match in like how many
No, no,
years
no. It
though?
was not one match. It was
No,
two.
no, no.
It was two matches, but she
Oh,
was in the title hunt
even better.
since the title came about.
Okay, so but here's my point though.
And when did the
Two
title come
two
about?
titles.
That was in what,
Listen,
January?
two matches, but over the last 2 years, how many matches?
Well, she was hurt.
So was Cora Jade. I loved Cora Jade, but I had to be real with it. Like they cut her because she was injured and she couldn't. The justification of money, the pay to the TV time wasn't making sense. I understand, but at the same time, like I can't like turn a blind eye to it and be like, nah. Now,
You
like
know, I expected this from Damien. I would never expect this from you, sir.
I have to be, I have to be the voice of reason here.
No, you don't.
Like I literally am like I'm putting over all this
How
talent.
the
I'm
fuck?
like,
How,
yo, I'm putting over the talent, but I got to be honest with it, man. Like
how is it that me and Chaz are on the same page?
I
This
mean,
is your fault.
It's insane, is what it is.
They don't care about the women.
it's because you guys are thinking with another head, and that's not the big one. All right.
Anyway, all right,
Moving
let's see what the
past
comments
this.
say. Moving on.
Piece of shit.
God damn it. Made me wish Damien was here.
This show has gone off the rails.
Damien would say the same
Because it
thing.
took us 35 minutes to get to the first topic.
It is crazy to think about. He said he'd be here in 40 minutes, and we were like, "That's the
All right, it's 45 and we just got done the first topic.
yeah."
Insane. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. What are people saying?
Yo, okay, I'm gonna pull this up right now. This is for you, Twitch. You were born a dumbass.
That heifer needs to go away.
Oh my goodness.
The fans of women wrestling have been requesting Evolution 2, and it fell on deaf ears. Now they randomly give it to us after releasing many of the women's last cuts. It's not about elevating women. Unfortunately, it is a TKO move. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, what Chaz said, Viva la Mercedes. And then talk about coming in hot. Hot damn, Twitch, say that shit.
He did. No, he really did.
Here we go. For the record, Dakota has spoke out saying she missed wrestling and saying she wasn't injured. She just wanted to wrestle. To be fair,
cool. So that she wasn't injured then.
to be fair though, she was injured in her last match and she had came back and she was ready to work, but they had nothing for her. Mind you, she was also the fourth or fifth member, depending on what era you want to look at it, of Damage Control. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And go ahead. Remember, name one thing that she did while she was in Damage Control, aside from being the interpreter.
Damn, that's rude.
Yeah. Thank you. Rest my case.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
Go on, Dean. Write something stupid in here.
I got nothing. So I'm gonna take this time to move on to our partner spotlight. So, real quick, it's our partner spotlight. It's a new thing we got going on. So, if you haven't already seen on our social medias, we're partnering with different promotions, giving them the opportunity to be on our platform and for us to be on their platform, and just do some cross promoting. So, uh, this week I got to show love to one of our promotions doing big things. SWA Summit Wrestling Alliance coming out of Shady Grove, Pennsylvania. They got a banger show coming up. Say when is going down. What is that? June 14th. Coming down June 14th, and trust me, it's not revenge, it's a reckoning. If you haven't tapped into the SWA roster yet, you're missing out. There are people, there's like Cayman MK, Red Dogs on there, Pure Ignorance, Studio Andino, The Block. There's, I mean, to be honest, there's a who's who coming out of SWA. So if you're in the Pennsylvania DMV area, go definitely go check the show out. Go follow them on all their social platforms. Get your tickets. Pull up to Say When. If you pull up to Say When and you are a listener or a follower of the Three Count podcast, and you come tell me or Cliff, because we will be there. All right, you'll get featured on the Three Count podcast. But you gotta come up to us. Don't make us come to you, because I promise you, I'm not gonna come to you at
You
SWA.
you got to make them prove it though. Like they got to show you that they follow the podcast.
Exactly. You're right. So if you show me on your phone that you
We ain't.
follow the podcast and that you are subscribed, all right, you must be followed to the pod and you must be subscribed. Yeah, you'll be featured on the Three Count podcast. So if you show up to SWA June 14th, you follow us and you subscribed, you'll be featured on the show. But yeah, shout out to the whole SWA crew.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, they're doing big things, and yeah, be there. All right,
Uh, can I throw one more out? I
you
know
sure
this.
can.
This is not a. This is not a paid one. Uh, this is not a paid sponsorship, but I just want to throw this out there. Right Maker Pro Wrestling will be dropping their first show, Emergence, tonight. So if you guys wait 8 o'clock p.m., you guys will be able to see that show is going to be hitting live, so you guys can enjoy, some awesome wrestling. Maybe yours truly will be on the show, and you'll be able to see me wrestle the legend Ruckus. It'll be out today.
Temp check.
Yep, let's do it.
All right, for those of you who don't know what the temp check is where me and my friends we give you our hottest, our coldest, and our match of the week. All right, I'm gonna go different. My hottest wrestler of the week is our truth.
Oh,
Your
that's
hottest of the week is our.
Yes,
wow.
my hottest of the week is our truth.
Okay.
I'm gonna stick with that one. My coldest wrestler of the week, Swerve. Swerve. And I'm gonna say Swerve because not on nothing personal. Nothing. I'm not gonna shit on Swerve today. Um, the reason why he's my coldest wrestler, the segment between him, Hangman, and Osprey made him look like a.
No, no, no. Say it. Say the word. Because if you're not gonna say it how you're gonna say it, I'm gonna say it the way you say it.
Okay, go ahead. Say how I'm gonna say it.
Made him look like a bitch.
All right, cool. Thank you. So yeah, it did. Um,
Yo.
what my man Will Ospreay was trying to explain to him was like, look, he's good with me, like, and Swerve was just over there acting like, no, motherfucker, and he looked stupid. He looked stupid. I get that's the story and that's what it's supposed to be, but it looks stupid and yeah, fuck you, Swerve. He's my coldest wrestler. My match of the
Actually, you
week.
know what? I take that back. I didn't know that's how you meant it. Definitely not my coldest wrestler. You can stay with that one. I'm gonna go. You know what? Give me. I take what I just said. I said back. It did not make him look like a bitch. I have. I'll explain my point. Go ahead. Go ahead. Give your match of the
My
week.
match, my match of the week comes from SmackDown. Andrade, Jacob Fatu, and Carmelo. Fire. Uh, it's fire. It sucks that Melo can't catch a break. It does. It sucks. It sucks he can't catch a break. I would have rather loved to see Melo. in that match. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. What you got for me, Twitch?
My coldest of the week is Monday Night Raw as a whole.
Damn.
It felt drug out. Every match had an interference.
Every match should have an interference.
It felt like everything went nowhere. I feel like nothing, even with Money in the Bank right around the corner. I know we had what was it, 2 Money in the Bank qualifying matches.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like nothing advanced this week on Raw, despite the fact that you have somewhat of a big pay-per-view right around the corner.
Yep, fair.
My hottest of the week is not a wrestler. My hottest of the week is the unsung hero who makes everybody's wrestling gear. Shout out to that person, because people like Red Dog have dope ass wrestling gear that somebody went out of their way to make. The Undertaker's WrestleMania entrance. Shout out to those people who make everybody's wrestling gear, because I feel like they don't get enough love and appreciation.
Facts.
My match of the week comes from AEW.
Hey.
Brody King and Josh Alexander.
Okay.
It is great to see somebody like Brody King, who has been on a horrible losing streak, finally get a win in his column. It is great to see that he will be facing Kenny Omega for what, I forget what title Kenny Omega holds, because everybody holds a title nowadays. I've always been a big fan of Brody King, and for me, this is cool to see him finally starting to get some momentum behind him.
Isn't he hold like the international championship or whatever?
Something like that.
They have like international and then the continental title.
Yeah.
All right. I will give you my match of the week. My match of the week was the New Day versus the Creed Brothers versus War Raiders. Actually, on
Fire.
Raw. Was it? Because you just said all of Raw sucked.
I'm not taking away that it was a fire match, and I didn't say all of Raw sucked. I said it felt like it went nowhere. I felt like nothing advanced. Every match had an interference. It was still a good match.
It was still a good match. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one. My hottest wrestler of the week. Man, it's kind of hard not to run with it, right? There's a few different people I want to kind of run with, but I'm gonna go with Javion Evans. I know that he didn't get the did they get the win? I can't remember if they got the win. I just know he was ecstatic in the match. No, they didn't get the win. They lost. But he looked amazing in the match. And I was glad to see that here's a guy coming from NXT, gets his opportunity on SmackDown, gets to show off and gets to show what he can do. I was just happy seeing him get to work. So I was definitely excited for him. So I'm gonna put him in that situation. I'm gonna put it as a 1B though, because my 1A is definitely gonna be Timeless Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné, because that promo battle that they had at the end of Dynamite was fire, and I was like, that was so good to see, and the interaction between the two. My coldest wrestler of the week is actually gonna be also on Dynamite. It's gonna be Will Ospreay. Yeah, because he knows the situation that's going on with Swerve and with Hangman Page. He knows the situation. And then this man's going to come out there and be like, bruv, it's not me. It's not you. It's him. We need to join him. This guy lost his childhood home. Deservingly so. But that's not the point. Like, he's still upset. This whole time, Hangman Page is running around talking about, you're not going to be a champion as long as I'm on the watch. Will has been around and seen this show. Like, I know he knows that there's a hate relationship going on there. And for him to put himself in and be like, join us as a team as we take on Jon Moxley and the rest of the guys. Please. The conglomeration already tried that whole thing and then it failed, man. I'm not trying to hear Will try to justify why Swerve needs to. Swerve just beat the hell out of John in a stupid Anarchy in an arena match, and like now you're telling him that he needs to join with Hangman? Nah, bruh. Pass.
I hate that.
Pass. Sorry, Will. You don't get a pat. You don't. You have to be on the coldest for that. Stupid. There's other people I could put on that list, but because of that segment, it made Will look like a bitch.
Go to the comments.
We're in the comments right now. What's up, Red Dog? What's up? Chaz, your mic plugged in. We need to hear you louder.
I turned it up louder.
Your boy got a hardcore match coming in a few weeks. Hey, congrats. Hopefully you tear it up. I miss SWA. I can now make my return independent wrestling shows finally. Yeah, you
So that
know,
means you're going to be there on June 14th for the 5-year celebration of pure ignorance.
right?
Because we're celebrating 5 years of pure ignorance at SWA. So you'll be there.
Believe it.
You can be the master of ceremonies. I can't. Yes, absolutely. That's even
I
better.
mean, it's not like he's gonna be in the Caribbean or anything, right?
Damn. Damn.
Why? What happened? Something happened?
Red Dog, that
I don't know what happened. Let me pull it back up. My hottest is Javion Evans. He was the MVP in his SmackDown debut. He was so good to watch. He definitely was, and that's a great pick, Dean. So I 100% agree with you.
Cliff on one today, dude.
I thought I was going to be off the walls today.
Nah, you've been gone for a whole month. I've had to keep it tame. What do you mean?
He finally gets to let it all out.
Yeah, I finally get
Oh
to
my
stop
goodness!
being this.
Look.
Dean, we love you.
Oh, hold on. He also put this up there. Coldest. Every talent who's not in the E, Mandy, Ricochet, Osprey, keep that. He didn't meet news because they won't keep the E out their mouth. Focus on your own shit and stop getting cheap Pete. He's not wrong.
No,
He's not
yeah, I
wrong. Yeah,
actually,
hey Dean, you
I
on your
definitely
point,
agree with
bro.
that.
Yeah, you definitely on your point. He exits stage left. All right, sour puss.
All right, let's move on to our next
Stage
debate
left.
topic. All right, Trick Williams wins the TNA World Championship. Oh my goodness, let's talk about this. So, is Trick Williams winning the TNA World Championship a bold crossover move, or is it WWE trolling TNA?
Mm, mm.
What do you think, Cliff?
So we just gonna say fuck Christian Cage and fuck Kenny Omega. That's what we're saying. That this is a historic crossover. Like we gonna forget that Kenny Omega held that same TNA, the Impact,
Kenny
as
Omega is
well
not a
as.
WWE superstar,
First of all, that's not what that says, though. It says.
but he's not a WWE superstar.
Was Trick winning the TNA World Title a historic crossover? That does not say a historic WWE crossover.
Okay,
That's
fine,
not what
whatever.
that says. So that's what I'm saying. So
Whatever.
we just gonna say forget the fact.
I
That
mean, you're right. Okay, go ahead.
this man held the major promotions in 4 different companies. Like, all right, bet. No, I don't think it's WWE's way of mocking TNA. I also actually, now I'm saying it out loud. I think it's WWE's way of mocking TNA because they're not sending their people to the main roster. You know what I mean? Like TNA's main roster guys are not on the main roster. You know, it's upsetting to see because guys like Moose, guys like Joe Hendry was on WrestleMania. We can be fair, right? He was on, he was represented. He wasn't defending the TNA championship on WrestleMania, but he was there. He was the TNA champion. Jordan Grace also, she will be going to the main roster. We'll be seeing her, but she also started off in in NXT. It's almost as if like NXT is like saying, well, we'll let some of you guys cross over, but not all of you guys, because obviously guys like Mustafa Ali, Nick Nemeth aren't on NXT. They're in TNA. But we're also not getting people like we did get Rosemary, right? But again, this is a person who's very talented, should be representing on the main roster. So I think this crossover is it's I don't know. I don't like it as much as I thought I would, because it's like NXT is sending their I don't want to say their developmental guys to a main roster show while the main roster gets put on developmental. So you're trying to tell me that all the WWE guys on the main roster are way better than your TNA guys? I don't think that's true.
I mean, that's the perception that they're trying
That
to
is the
create.
perception, though.
All right, go ahead, Twitch.
I feel like this was bound to happen one way or another. Like this was just destined to happen. Uh, I feel like this is WWE's way of saying like you're good, but you're not like our level good. Like we'll give you the exposure, but in return, one of our developmental guys is going to be your world heavyweight champion. Like I feel like this is I feel like this is a way for this deal as a whole is a way for WWE to snipe talent without actually sniping talent. Like, oh yeah, we have this deal working together. Why don't you come to us once your contract's done? Uh I just this is a bad look. This doesn't look good at all.
Yeah.
Chaz.
Alrighty. Let me talk. So look, let me talk to you. Let me get my
Let
LA
me
hat on.
talk to you.
Let me talk to you. So yes, we had to have seen this coming. Now, was it trick? No, that's not my first thought. Or at least when we fantasy booked it months ago, we all were talking, oh, John versus Joe Hendry, John's last year. Now that can still happen. Like we're not like who's to say that can't happen? But it's a bad look. It is a bad look for TNA. This TNA, the TNA World Title is the whore of professional wrestling. It has been passed around.
Bro, that is the best way to describe it.
It is.
Ah!
Let's think about it. If you really sit back and think about it, especially over the past 5 years, if you look back over the past 5 years of the TNA World Title, that thing is a whore and a bad one at that. I mean, you had now it's what three outsiders have now held that title. That's not including Trick, if I don't think so. I think if including Trick, it's four, right?
No.
Omega?
No.
No, it's three.
Okay. It's still
Only
three.
three. Omega, Christian Cage, and Trick. Right. Sorry. So
Almost as if I mentioned it right at the beginning, but yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right.
yeah, 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 yeah. I wasn't listening. And so
I'm out.
it's a bad look. It's a bad look because, like I said, this title has been passed around. It has been on the shoulders and on the waist of AEW talent. It has been on the shoulder of WWE talent. It's been on the shoulder and on the waist of a racist woman. Let's be for
I was
real.
going to say, didn't she win it?
She sure did. So let's be for real. This makes the TNA, sorry, the TNA championship look like the 24/7 championship. It looks
Bro.
like a toy now. It is does the value of that championship has decreased. I don't care what everyone or all the little old heads are saying, and they're saying this is a great look for TNA. It brings validity to the WWE to the TNA for having Trick as your champion. No, it doesn't. That's not a TNA guy. He don't work there. He does not work there. Crossover or no crossover, TNA does not employ him. If anything, guess what? That belt needs to be sent back to TNA, and it needs to be what? Vacated.
Vacated.
Like, let's be for real. He don't work there.
No. You
He
know,
don't work there.
And I
How
didn't
can
like that promo
someone
he dropped
else
either.
like it doesn't. But I will say this though. I will say this on the opposite end. It gets people to tune in on Tuesday and on Thursday because
yeah.
Thursday's TNA numbers were up significantly. NXT numbers were up significantly from the week prior. Now, I can go on my soapbox and shout to the moon on how this is stupid and how I really don't like it, but I think it did its job because viewership is up. My stupid ass it will be tuned in this Tuesday night and this Thursday to see what the heck is going to happen, regardless, because I'm intrigued. Like, regardless of how we feel about the title itself and what the title and the passing of the championship, I mean the story has invested me. Like Now I want Joe to get his title back. Because let's be for real. I think let's be for real. Joe Henry, like his momentum has been like really put to a halt, which sucks for Joe because he got organically over. Like organically, there was no machine behind him. He got himself over. He people are downloading his music. My 4-year-old won't stop singing "I Believe in Joe Hendry." So Joe Hendry is probably one of the biggest names in wrestling, and so him losing the title actually is not a bad thing because he's going to get it back. He's going to get it back from Trick. But as a whole, and like I do think a little bit though. Well, it's a little bit. It's a little bit of trolling, because like I said, that TNA World Title is a whore. Like you want to talk about the whores of professional wrestling, all right? You put up Sunny, and you put up the TNA World Title.
Jesus.
Two biggest whores in wrestling: Sunny and the TNA World Title.
But in
That's my
what
take.
order?
Oh, what order? Come back to me on that one. I'll think about that
I
one.
got you.
Who's next?
What you mean?
We all went.
We
Yeah.
all went. I was last.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was last.
Oh. Well, I'm right, you're wrong. All right, what's next? Let's go to the comments.
Wait. We gotta start back over. Right here, gentlemen. Speaking of people
Hey!
who just like
Hey!
randomly come back.
Call off the search party.
According to y'all, WWE developmental talent beat TNA top guys. What do you think? LOL. That was sarcasm. NXT is not developmental. It very much is developmental.
Definitely is.
Hey, Mr. Golden, they were just talking about you. Yes, we were. Trick Williams is a 3-time champion. Take that, Damien. Suck it.
So the funny thing is this topic was specifically for Damien, and he didn't show up. It pisses me off.
The TNA title is the horror title of wrestling.
It is.
Yeah, let Red Dog go. He's been on one today. He needs a timeout. His wife must not let him out for his walk. Ha 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 ha. Shut up, Dean. Did you exit stage left anyway? Lamo has some. That's the clip for the week, Chaz.
Facts. All right. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that vote, right, for
Yes.
Damien's Dumbass of the Week. That is definitely on our Twitter page, 3countpod_. You'll find that tweet there. Who should be Damien's Dumbass of the Week? Definitely go vote. It's either Tony Khan, Damien, TKO, and Ric Flair. Those are your 4 options, so make sure you go in and vote. Let's go bring up our last topic.
Oh, we're going right to the last topic. Okay, cool. Hold on. I gotta switch back over now. All right.
Is HBK pushing JC Jane or holding NXT back? All right, so we have a new NXT Women's Champion. She defeated Stephanie Van Kier. And yeah, shocking. Now, it is reported that Stephanie is being called up to the main roster. So let's put that into consideration. But is Sean pushing JC Jane a case of loyalty, or is it a taste of bad talent evaluation in NXT? Who wants to start before I have an aneurysm about this?
So this isn't the greatest. I don't. The only way I fully accept this and embrace this is if, like you said, Stephanie does get called up. I don't think this is a loyalty thing, but I don't want to say it's like a bad talent evaluation because she's not a bad wrestler. Is she the greatest wrestler that you should put over as the women's world heavyweight champion at the current moment? No, but this is rough. Like I said with the TNA thing, this is not a good look. But if Stephanie's getting called up, I get it. It's somebody who's been around. It's somebody who knows your system. It's somebody that people know. So I'm indecisive on it. Chaz, you want to have your aneurysm now?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So look, I forgot about JCJ. I'm gonna keep it a bean. I forgot about it.
Okay.
I was like, okay, totally forgot about this chick. She's definitely not winning. Didn't happen. And I went, what the fuck? And that's all I can think of is, what the fuck, Sean? What? Like, what? What is it? What is it? Lash Legends? Is she not there? I don't know. Is Roxanne Perez? I mean, is she officially called up?
She's officially called up.
She's
Yeah,
officially called up. Okay, I'll take that away. Jordan Grace.
She getting called up.
yeah.
What? Okay.
Just to answer your guys' question, Steph got called up too.
So she did. So
She was
it's official. She
officially
did.
called up.
Yeah. They announced that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, then, low key, my
Maybe you
my,
should
my
share that clip.
yeah, low key, my point is kind of invalid now.
Like, yeah, that's what you should have shared.
Yeah.
Nah. Y'all want to do your thing. You wasn't listening to me last topic, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just not say anything until now.
Yeah. I mean, my point was this: there are a bunch of different women on that roster who have a better connection to the fans than JC Jane. There is a ton of talent as far as even there's a ton of women in NXT who have yet to get their fair shake, who I think deserves, a shot with the title. Jordan Grace was my main one to use. Was like, you brought literally TNA's biggest star, and you have yet to do anything with her at being in NXT. Why not give her the championship? And then you know what? The whole called up thing. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't care because you still had Stephanie showing up on Raw and SmackDown as NXT Women's Champion. So I think, the whole she got called up, bullshit. I'm not going with that as like a real reason for her not to have the title. And same thing with Roxanne. Roxanne was supposed to be called up during the draft, like, and she was still in NXT. Bullcrap. So I'm looking at it like this: Roxanne Perez could have been there. Julia, wrong company. I was about to say Julia Hart. She needs to be NXT champion. She needs to leave AEW and go to NXT. So look, boom, Julia Hart just for it. But Jordan Grace is one of them. Lash Legend is another one. Um, Hell, bring back Natty down to NXT. Have her be NXT Women's Champion. Like, there are so many other women that are NXT Women's Championship material right now. I do not see Women's World Champion when I see Jason Jane. I don't. I don't. Like, I don't know what it is that she's got that HBK sees or what promo she did in class or something. I just think his loyalty should not outweigh potential because there are a lot of women on that roster who have a lot of potential that should be holding that belt now.
All right. Before you continue to have your
I'm
aneurysm,
done. I'm done.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna say it. She's the right choice.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why, and I'll be fair. Okay, I'm gonna read some names. Okay, you tell me which side of the spectrum did it fall on, face or heel. Okay, Stephanie Vacker.
Ain't she a
Hmm?
heel, right? No, she's a face. I couldn't tell.
Yep,
But all right,
exactly.
cool.
Jada Parker.
Oh, she's a heel.
Is she?
Face.
Thank you. Thea Hale.
Face.
She's a face.
Okay, Kalani Jordan.
I get where you're going with
You
this.
see where I'm going, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot of faces on this roster. There's
Yeah.
not that many heels. That's the problem. You only have one heel, so you have to take that title off of somebody, and it's not going to be another face that takes it over. It has to be someone that brings everything down a little bit so that we can rebuild back up. And now I don't want to say like JC is a person. Fallon Henley is another person, but at that point, like she's still kind of a rook. she's still building up, like, as in this role that she's in. I'm just saying, Lash Legend would have been the closest person that you could have said that would have been a heel, but she's over as a babyface. So like, why would we put it on another? Why would we take it from a babyface to another babyface? Like, y'all know the stories. Y'all know where I'm going with it.
I hate when Cliff makes sense.
I do too. Makes shit not fun.
That's how Sean made the decision. It wasn't like Sean was like, "Hey man, you know what? You guys have been working really hard lately. So we'll just go ahead and just put it on another person that everybody likes." Unfortunately, man, she's just, as a people don't like her, and that's why she got the opportunity to hold the title. So
Bleh. Bleh. That's just bleh.
I mean, Lola Vice would probably be the only one that I would think is outside. That would be, when I watch, that she's probably like a heel. But even now, like, I think she's even kind of run a little bit face, right? Isn't that what was going on? Like, she's trying to tag up with faces. So I'm just saying, at the end of the day, man, like, it is what it is. It's her. So that's my point.
Go to the comments.
Hold up.
Dean is cussing him the fuck out.
Dean has definitely got words for me right now. Let's see. Be right back. Let go right Red Dog into dumbass of the week right quick. Jordan Grace isn't an NXT superstar anymore. She might be getting called up. She's going to SmackDown, if I remember hearing that right.
Yeah,
I
probably.
think she's going to SmackDown, or yeah, because I think Steph's going to Raw. That's what it was. At least that was a rumor. Lash Legend was right there. She is, but I think she will get a run with the title. I think she will be the one that takes it off of JC. So Cliff was talking about Dakota Kai. What has JC Jane done? She won the NXT title. What does face or heel have to do with it? So because she's a heel, she randomly gets a title shot. Get the fuck out of here with that logic. Unfortunately, that's how it worked. She was a heel. She walked up, she punched Steph in the face. She had a heel faction, and guess what? She won. I'm not going with that. Fuck him making sense. I don't like it. That's fine. You can hate me all you want.
You can hate me
The crazy
now.
part is, after
I
I made
that was somebody was coming up with that.
As soon as I made the point, everybody got quiet. Like, he's right.
Makes me mad, bro. Makes the show not fun.
You know what they could have done that I would have also like been hyped about, is if you brought Liv down and you let her win the NXT title. You just take it from Steph, and then you call up Steph and you let Liv have both the tag titles, and she runs with the NXT Women's title.
All right,
and then
now
you can build up your next.
Now you're on drugs.
Now you can build it. You build it back up. Because if you're not gonna put it on JC, you have to put it on another heel. Like, you're gonna have to put it on somebody else. So who are you gonna put it on? You want someone that's gonna draw eyes, right? Why not the Judgment Day?
I like the idea of sending Natty back down, but
Not Natalia, Natty.
Yes, Cliff. We know there's a difference.
There's a massive difference. I said it before, man.
Natty Neidhart and Natalia. We know.
Yep.
All right, Pusher Berry. Let's go.
Hold up. I want to get the graphic up.
Oh,
bam! There it is.
So, if you don't know what that is, that's where me and my friends, we push something in professional wrestling that we think is good, and we're gonna bury something that we think something in professional wrestling just needs to get the heck up out of here. All right, push or bury. Start it off, Cliff. What you got?
Listen, I want to push the roster of WWE Evolve. And partially because I'm biased and I have to be, and I want to be, because 5 of those people we've had on this podcast and I love it. So I'm here for that. I'm here for that win. I want to bury all of you who have been missing out for the last month on this podcast, not commenting in this section. And then when Chaz pops up, this man pops up, all of a sudden all y'all are here in the chat room talking with us. You know who you are. I'm not going to mention names, but there are a few of you here already.
I'm going to mention fucking names. Dean disappeared for a month. Chaz comes back. Your bitch ass is back. Mr. Golden, you've been here like 2 weeks and then you vanished. Damien's still on a month-long vacation.
Yeah, Damien's been gone forever. Like, not a single. Hey, do you guys know what happened to Damien? Like,
Right?
not a single person
No.
reached out and cared. All of a sudden, Chaz is back. Hey, it's like we haven't missed a beat. Nah, y'all
Man,
missed
look, yep.
lots of beats.
Dean shows up. Mr. Golden shows up.
And you know what? Hey, and you know who else I want to push? Let me put this out here. Xavier Woods. Thank you for wishing Ridge Holland a happy
Oh
birthday.
my goodness.
Yo, yes, big claps. Sami Zayn out here. Oh my god, forget about it.
All right, Twitch, what you got? Push and Barry.
Barry Dean Curtis for not being here for a fucking month. That bitch. Piece of shit.
This man, hey man, this man said, "What can I say? Chaz is a draw."
I've been saying it for years.
No. Chaz ain't no fucking draw.
Oh, yes, the fuck I am. I got proof. I got proof.
Fuck your proof. How about that? And fuck you too, Dean.
And it's funny, it's not this proof on this show.
No, ain't nobody care about your proof.
I
Shut
will
up.
go to
Quiet
a
you.
Twitter poll that said who should win the. I'm not gonna go there.
Y'all
I'm
should
not gonna go there.
fuck you all.
What's your push?
I don't have a push. None of y'all getting a push this week. Fuck. Everybody is a Barry. You're burying everybody.
Oh man! All right then.
Oh shit!
All right, my
No, what
my
you
push.
deserve, Dean, is a flat fucking tire.
My push. My push is everyone who showed up to watch Chaz and Friends today. Whether you are a live viewer, whether you are a weekly commenter, whether you just pop in once a month, twice a month, or every 3 months. I want to push you because
Oh
people
my
like
god, this man's
you
on his baby
are
face,
what
man.
makes
That's
this
fine.
show run. It's the people like you who constantly support us through the mishaps, through the BS, through Red Dog and Twitch yelling at you through electronic screens. Thank you. So I want to push them. All right. And I want to bury releasing Ron Killings. That's what I want to bury. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna bring the show back. I want to bury that because in no way and in no world our truth should not be having his contract renewed. I don't care what company is. I don't care what Earth it is, what year, what planet. Our truth should
Uh,
not be getting released. Period. So that's
hey,
my berry.
okay, so real quick, I don't know if you guys know, but Naomi and Jade Cargill have been going back and forth on Truth's post. Like it legit says, "I hate this so much about Truth getting released." So it says like, and then Jade comments, "I hate this more than I hate you." And then she Trinity writes back, "I hate we lost him and still have you." Not to mention, that Dom has also commented, and he says, "Tom and Nick Mysterio love our truth."
I saw that. I saw that.
I'm here
That
for
was funny.
all of this.
Who
Oh
won
my,
Dumbass of the Week?
who did win
All right,
dumbass?
let's go look. Let's see here. All right. Let me refresh.
Definitely wasn't me. I can tell you that.
Well, you got to vote.
Regardless.
You have one vote. All right. 0% Ric Flair.
That's a shocker.
0% Tony Khan. 33.3% Damien Fatal. 66.7% TKO is the dumbass of the week. So,
Yay.
you still have time to vote. So, my podcast listeners who are listening to this on a Monday, oh, well, no, you will listen to this on Tuesday. So,
Enjoy looking at the poll.
yeah, exactly. Enjoy looking at the poll. Sorry. Should have been here live. But yeah, that's our dumbass of the week. TKO Damien barely made it through. So, all right. With that being said, let's check the comments one last time before we say sayonara.
All right, here we go. So Chaz, he's pushing it. I'm trying to behave, but I'm about to push them onto a car windshield. That's
Oh my goodness,
crazy.
that's aggressive.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck
no
it.
kidding.
Sure.
Oh wow, I didn't deserve this. You deserved all of this.
Every bit of it.
This is how you treat your faithful viewers.
You
Faithful
ain't
to
been
who?
here in a month, you motherfucker.
Faithful to who?
You faithful to Chaz.
That's it. Remember like how he was like all like, oh, I don't like Chaz. This is the worst part. Chaz is and then all of a sudden, Big E gets made fun of by the New Day, and suddenly it's, I don't like Red Dog and Twitch, and I'm gonna leave for a month when Chaz doesn't show up. That's what happened.
Now Chaz shows back up. He wants to jump back
He's
on
like,
the
oh,
fucking bandwagon.
look at your faithful fan here coming in and commenting. The hell, man.
I just want to say thank you to everyone who tuned into today's show.
Hold on, we're not even done yet, man. I'm going to HR with a
There's
complaint.
still more
I'll
comments.
fucking meet you there.
Enjoy looking at the poll. That Red Dog is a dick. 100%. Oh, hey, but this is real too. Prayers up for Myron Reed after that bump he took last night. Yes, 100%. Myron Reed, yeah, definitely in our thoughts and prayers. Just shut that character mode off real quick. Yeah, definitely my thoughts and prayers about that, man. That was a vicious bump that he took, and I'm just pray that he's all right, man. So
Definitely. All right. If you haven't followed us, make sure you follow us on all your favorite social media platforms.
I don't know why Dean couldn't take that bump.
3 Count Pod
Should've.
on everything. 3 Count Pod _ on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. So Monday you will get one of these topics. Tuesday you'll get the full show replay. Wednesday you'll get a clip of Now Wing to the Ring. Thursday and Friday be ready for something, and then Saturday Now Entering the Ring. I'm your host, Chaz Evans, here with my friends, the Red Dog, Twitch Graves, and the Ghost of Damien Fatale. The dumbasses have been called out, the temps have been checked, and the debates have been settled. Tune in next week on Chaz and Friends.
Shouldn't they tune in for Money in the Bank this weekend?
Ron Cena is the best.
Hey, thanks for checking out this episode of the 3 Count Podcast. If you like this and you want more 3 Count Podcasts, go on over to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell button so you never miss when we put out a video. Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, all things social media, 3 Count Pod _ on X, 3 Count Pod, everything else. Also, make sure you buy our merch at foryourwear.com and prowrestlingtees.com. Also, you know what? Just watch another video right now. Like, right now, I'm gonna walk away and you're gonna play another video.